So, now another quick info to keep in mind, and then in a second we'll be back to our main topic. So, as you can see, there are different tiers to Primarchs. Bronze 1, Bronze 2, Silver 1. So, what this means, the stats get higher. If you compare those, Bronze and Silver, I just got Silver Trapper and his stats were lowered a bit, but in the end I can level him up more higher. This one has max level 15, this one max level 20. So in the end, if someone attacked my Bronze Trapper, he could lose 7k troops at the max in one attack. So for the Silver one, at the max, if someone attacks me on this, he can lose up to 25k troops. So keep this in mind. And also with a Sieger, his attack power will get a lot higher. A Silver Sieger, wow, really, really good. So keep that in mind for a second. And now we'll be going on to our main topic, big Atlas battles. As I said before, in those big battles of our alliance, it's the big teams going at each other. The big teams, player levels 300 to 600, and they are going at each other. So I'm level 170. I can't really compare to it or really attack somebody there, but I can still help. I can help a lot. So the only thing you need in such big battles is a trapper. It does not matter which player level you have or which level or tier your trapper is. Any trapper works, truly. You need a trapper and you need some time. That's all you gotta do. And where you gotta go, what to do, I'll direct you all, or some other officer will. But you need to have the basics down. So, if the alliance calls us, we are given coordinates. If you look at the top left, you see the X, and if you move around, those numbers change. That's how I can find a new location. Then I bookmark it. So again, if I tap at the castle, you select details, and at the top left there's the store. If I tap here, I can bookmark it. Once it's bookmarked, you go on the right, castles, bookmarks, and there you find it. So what we usually do, either we have the target castle bookmarked or the safe zone around it. The best thing to go is if we tell you go to this castle, this bookmark, move to a safe zone around it and wait there for our go. If we are moving to an ally, I need to request passage for us. In Atlas you can have a 5-team alliance, and we have the 2 in our team. But our big alliance is like, I don't know how many are now, I think around 250 teams, and we are all allied with each other. But it's not in the game. So we are allies, but we can't be in the game. In the game you can have up to 5 allies, that's the 5-team alliance. So if we want to help someone who's not in a 5-team alliance, then we have to request passage to be able to go to their castle. So this passage, since in a big fight, a lot of players and teams are coming, we need to request the passage again and again, because they'll circle lots of teams through it. So you need to be quick. What we ideally want is gather as much of players and their trappers as we can, have them move to the safe zone, wait there for passage, and once we have passage, you move quick. That's ideal. This way, that's the least work for me and for our big allies, because they have to grant passage again and again while at the same time fighting. And that's a lot of work, I tell you. So, then we give out a hit list. A hit list means that these are the players we must or should trap or can attack if we can. But really for our lower level players, I'm also included in this, it's better to just trap them. So you tap on the castle and details. Here you see the teams at the castle. You see at the top is my team. Your team is always at the top. So, and here you can see the other teams here and what Primarchs they have. So just for example, if I told you, okay, Gods of Chaos is our enemy, he's on our hit list, please trap him. So normally, if you saw this menu, here would be a button to trap in the middle. Then if you look if he's already trapped or taunted or whatever, so the feature here of the player Badger, he's normal. That means he's not affected by anything. Since we're in a safe zone, he can't be. But this is just for example. So even if he was trapped, then his status here, it would show trapped. You can put on tap on info, and here if he was trapped, I could also see which trapper from which player trapped him and how long the trapping will last. What we need is on our hit list, trap the biggest players with the siegers first. If this changes, if the battle changes, the siegers are dead or nearly dead, then we need to trap taunters. But we're gonna tell you what you need to do when you need to do it. But the most helpful is if you can trap again and again and again. You don't need to attack. Just make sure the big players, 400, 500 or higher level, whatever, on our hit list, that those are trapped continuously. Always trap them if you can. That's the most helpful. Our big friends in the alliance, it's their job to take them out, to kill them off, and it's our job to be the backup, to make sure the other team is trapped so they can't attack our friends. That's all we gotta do, and that's plenty helpful, trust me. Our other friends, they're really, really grateful for all the help we've already given, and it's like that. If we put ourselves out there, if we participate in those battles, they know we are active, we got their backs, and then they'll also come if we need help someday. So this is rather important, but also it's very, very fun. I can relate to players if they say, oh god, this is confusing, I don't know what to do. It was the same for me in my first battles, but now it's really fun for me. So, as I told you, we give a hit list out, and we want you to only attack or trap the teams on the hit list. Why is that? Because we don't want to accidentally hit our allies. So since we are a big alliance, there's a lot of teams, and also we don't want the info public on which teams are on our alliance. So we do it this way: you get a hit list and you only trap or attack the teams on the hit list. So the next thing, if there's a big fight going on, all you need is your trapper and a bit of time. Then you only trap as often as you can or you want. That really helps a ton. It might not feel like it, but it helps, I promise. Also, if you don't have time anymore, if you want to log off, then there's a few things to keep in mind. If we want to conquer a castle, if another team took it from us and we want to get it back or something like this, then we want to conquer the castle. Then you need to log off or leave the castle, so we can, or the team who gets it or wants it, can conquer it. As long as many teams are there, They need to fight each other. If you want to get a castle, there can only be one team left. So if you know you won't have time, you won't be on, then it's most often better to move your Primarch away to a friendly zone where it's safe, and then you can log off. Sometimes in the last battle, it was better to leave it for a time because it helped our defenses. So this is a bit tricky, but any info about this we will post in our own war chat, if it's better for you to move your Primarch if you log off or not. But usually the best way is to move it to a friendly zone before you log off. Then you're on the safe side. So, also, aside from helping our alliance, there's another bonus for you, that if someone kills your trapper, you get good glory. So, and with the glory you get the chests in the Atlas event. You can get them with that glory you get. And also the glory will be the XP on the trapper. On the right side above level up, you see I have 10k glory on it, and I need another 20 so I can level him up more. So that's the bonus for you. You get glory and XP for your trapper. Also, I told you before, the big teams in the game, our big friends, are in the Diamond League. Player levels from 300 to 600. That's some game, I tell you. And also those big players, they won't want to attack you. So, in the last battle I trapped a level 570 player again and again. And that feels nice, I gotta say. And also, he didn't attack me back because he won't get much glory from it. He loses troops from attacking my trapper, and they don't want to do that because they don't get a lot of glory for it. Another thing in getting glory is the team rank. If a diamond player attacks me, he doesn't get as much as if he would if he attacked another diamond player. But that's only one part of glory, and in the end the other things I told you are more important. But that's the reason why they don't like to attack us little players. So, also, as I told you before, let's take a look at it again. There are different tiers of Primarchs, bronze and silver. So the difference between those, if someone attacks my bronze trapper, he can lose up to 7k troops. On the silver trapper, it's gonna be 25 troops he's gonna lose each attack. So that's gonna be annoying for them. Very annoying. So, next thing. Yeah, some people tell me, yeah, what do I do with my trapper? I move in and trap, and who do I attack, by the way? And I advise against attacking. The only one you could attack is Sieger, because of the stats. But it's gotta be a low-level Sieger. Let's look again. So, my trapper has 70 attack power. My Sieger has 60. But in those big battles, usually if someone brings a Sieger there, they also have their taunter with them. So in reality, your trapper can't attack anything. And even if the Sieger was alone, I wouldn't recommend it. You don't get much glory from it. You're just gonna lose your troops. You're gonna kill yourself and be less help for our allies, and you won't get much glory for it. So it's not worth it, in my opinion. I really advised against doing this. So, okay. So also, if we want to conquer a castle, then sometimes it makes sense to bring a sieger with only 1 troop on it. So why is that? If you look at his ability, he has the ability Fort Debuff. That means if he's at an enemy castle, he lowers the defense of the castle. So why only put 1 troop on him? That's easy, because he's an easy target. Everyone will want to kill him. Yeah, because the attacker gets good glory on a sieger. But if you only have 1 troop on him, then you don't lose much. You can just summon him up and send him there again, and you'll lower the defense of the castle. Also, you can always change your home. If I tap on this castle and I set home, then my home is there. So if our target was maybe this castle here, then if my Primarch died, whichever one, if it was the Trapper or the Sieger, I can just summon him here, and then I can move in here to the target very, very quickly. That's a very nice trick. So my home, I can change that multiple times, as many times as I want. And I would recommend changing your home to a team castle before you log off, because the troops in your barracks, they are at your home. Okay? So always remember, before you log off, move your Primarchs to a home castle and to a team castle of ours, and set home there. So for your trappers, it's best if you load them up if you can full in the battle, because then they last longest. But for our own team castles, for the security, it's best if you keep 20k troops in reserve in your barracks. If I tap at home and details, I can view the troops in my barracks. I have 19 8k, our team goal is 20k, and anything else above you can use for your own glory hunting. Also, another thing with the trapping, as I told you, you look at the teams and at this page here. And if you tap on info, you can see if he's trapped, by whom, and how long it will last. Always make sure that the biggest players, that they are always trapped. Because one silver sieger like this, he can destroy so many other players and Primarchs. Always make sure these stay trapped. Okay, so on the other hand, if you see a Primarch in no man's land or at one of our team castles, and he only has 1 troop on that Primarch, then you won't get any glory from attacking him. But as long as an enemy Primarch is at our castle, we can't really use it. So he needs to be killed off. You can just attack him and quit the battle. Aside from a situation like that, never quit an Atlas battle. If you start a battle, you gotta be sure that you can beat the base. If you beat the base 100%, then you lose the least troops. So aside from the situation with 1 troop on a Primarch, in that case, you just start a battle and quit immediately, and the troop will be killed. And also you won't lose many troops. So, but aside from that, if you go glory hunting, always aim for 100%. Okay, if you just finish at 99, you'll lose troops. That's not good. Always do 100% if you can. And if you need to use 3 dragons, always aim for at least 70% of the base. So, also another thing for the tiers of the Primarchs, the XP, the glory, doesn't carry over. It's a new Primarch. I got so many XP on this bronze trapper and it doesn't carry over, I have to start anew on this one. And I'm really sad about it. I had so many saved. I had such a nice plan and now it went all down the drain. But whatever, something like this can always happen. So, but aside from that, they work the same. The silver or bronze, they have the same abilities, only the stats get better. So, also for big alliance battles, if you really want to attack, either you bring a destroyer, or if you want to bring your sieger, then your teammates, either you bring your own taunter or a teammate brings a taunter. But because you need to protect the sieger. If you come only with it, then he's vulnerable. The exception is only if we ask you to bring one with one troop, then you're not losing much. So that case is okay. But as I said before, attacking in those battles, that's not the job of us, of our little players. It's the job of our big friends. And I think if you want a very good chance at attacking, you need to be at least level 250 or around level 300 to have good targets at such a big battle. Yeah, and remember, if you want to log off, it's most often best if you move your Primarchs to a safe zone and then log off. Then you won't lose any troops. So also, if you had a battle, go to the right here, there's a menu and ledger. Here you can always view your last battles. And here you can always check how many troops did I lose, what glory did I get, was this worth it, did it work, who attacked me, who did I attack. So take a look a little at this, keep the info in mind I gave you, and then it should work out fine. So that was all. I think it is long enough for now. And I know it's a lot of info. It overwhelmed me too in the beginning. But you kind of need to know it if you want to make good decisions in Atlas. And as soon as you get the hang of it, it becomes really, really fun. I really like Atlas now, and there's so much more to it than just doing your XP runs. So I hope this helped and cleared some stuff up. So have fun, and I'll see you guys.